Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Good morning, Miss Betty. Let's get, for some reason. Hello, Miss Alyssa. Good morning. Welcome. We're going to get started here in just one moment. How was everybody's evening? Hopefully you had a nice end to your week and were able to enjoy your Friday night. All right, there we go. Yes, we're going to talk about machine embroidery this morning, specifically designs that are coming from the OESD holiday collection, Warm and Cozy, today. So there's 3 different styles of projects that are going to be, we're going to talk about. We're going to see how they're done, and all that good stuff. I'm going to walk you through the step-by-steps of these projects. Good morning, Miss Judy. Hopefully you're getting settled in your temporary new home. Good morning, Miss Patty from Florida. Welcome. Hopefully you have warm but not too hot of weather going on down here. This morning walking out, it was like, boom, summer's gone. It was like, I think I needed to wear some long sleeve shirts, or I needed to go back in the house and get a sweatshirt. A little chilly this morning. I love that. I love coming out in the morning when it's like that. I was saying yesterday, I love the weather I think we had on Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday. That cool breeze. It was nice, 70 degrees outside. I was telling somebody that's all nice and good until you're in a swimming pool. And then it's cold. It's not too bad to get in, but you definitely don't want to get out of a pool when the breeze is blowing. All right. So let's get started. So I'll say hi. Hi, everybody. I'm going to try to track my sound by listening to myself today to try to make sure that this embroidery machine that's going to be running behind me is not too loud for you, and try to keep the air conditioning, or hopefully, which doesn't need to really come on this morning, down in that world. So let's get started. All right, let's get rid of me. Let's go over here. So this morning, like I said, we're going to be looking at some of the featured designs from the first of 3 collections. Let me get some cameras on here. 1 second. Okay. So these collections, there are going to be 3 of them. We start 1 a month. We have September, October, November. And the first one is what we're calling Warm and Cozy Greetings. So this collection is going to feature 6 embroidered cards. Okay. Because there's one right here too. 6 embroidered cards, 2 of each size, 6 ornaments, and then 6 gift tags. Okay, and in the cards, the 2 sizes are either going to be 4x6 or they're going to be 5x7. Okay, using standard embroidered cardstock that you can buy already made blank cards. We have them here from OESD. So let's take a little look here so that you can see. So here are 2 of the cards. So a lot featuring of felt. Okay, so it's all done with felt applique. today. So we have these cards from OESD, the Get Started to Embroider. So we have the 5x6 and the 5x7 and the 4x6 cards. They come in 10 cards per pack, and it includes the envelopes that are in there as well. They are white cards, pre-folded and ready for you to embroider. So we have, like I said, we have cards. This is just 2 of the 6. We have gift tags. He's just the most adorable little snowman that are all done in the hoop. And then we have ornaments. These could also be done as, appliques too. You could leave off the very last step and use them as appliques, but the ornaments are all done and the backs are stitched on and they're ready. These could also be gift tags as well. So this morning I'm going to walk through how to do each of the projects. Okay, the technique is pretty much going to be the same in all 3 styles, but we're going to take a look at, first we're going to look at greeting cards. Okay, so here is our list for greeting cards. There it is. Get the right camera turned on in a moment here. So in greeting cards, we're going to need, in your embroidery hoop, you're going to need stable stick tearaway. That's what's going to hold our card in place. We're going to use the Applique Fusion Fix product for all of our felt appliques. And then we have that neat trick with the OESD Fusion Seal for sealing up the inside of our cards so that you cover up all of the bobbin threads or all of the ugly. Good morning, Miss Dawn. Good morning, Miss Jennifer. Welcome, everybody. So, besides, those are the 3 basic stabilizers you're going to need. Stable stick is going to be what you use. Pretty much all of these for all 3 projects. You're going to need a greeting card. Like I said, the cards come in 2 sizes in the collection. The ones that are designated or denoted on your designs with an S by it is the small size, so designed for the 4x6 card, and the designs that end in an L are designed for the 5x7. You're going to need a card, and you're going to need some felt. Okay, depending on which card is going to depend upon what color felt, but pretty much white, red, brown, and green are pretty much the ones that are used in these particular projects. You're going to need an embroidery sharp needle, 75 by 11, because we are stitching through paper and fabric. We want to just make sure that we keep the smallest possible hole that we can stitch. Some tearaway tape to hold things in place for you. You'll need isocord thread based upon the colors that you plan to stitch, and you're going to need the template or applique pieces that are in the instruction file, and we will talk about that here in just one moment. Okay, so in the instruction file, like that comes with all of your CDs, is all of your step-by-step information. So all of the stuff comes with the design collection. In there also is the applique patterns. Okay, so when you want to print these, you're going to print them out. You want to make sure that your computer is set, or not your computer, sorry. You want to make sure that your printer is set to not do any scaling. So don't choose fit to page. You want to make sure that the setting in your printer dialog box says actual size. Okay, because we're going to pre-cut all of these appliques. There's no trimming in the hoop. Okay, this is going to help you be able to get everything to match exactly like you want. Okay, so you're going to find there's a couple of pages. There's pretty much a page per design. Okay, and you're going to have regular appliques patterns, and then a little bit down, you're going to have some patterns that are mirrored. Okay, so you're going to have them all the same, and then you're going to come across ones that are mirrored. So you're mostly going to use the mirrored patterns because we're going to be tracing onto the Applique Fusion Fix, and then we're going to be putting that onto the back of our felt. So we need it to be flipped over, because if we didn't flip it when we put it to the back of our fabric, trimmed it, and then trimmed our fabric over, it's going to be reversed. So they've already gave you both the regular and the mirrored patterns. If you don't print both of them, you just need to make sure that you take the regular applique patterns and trace them from the back side of the page if you need it to be mirrored. Okay? So now let's take a look at how a card is done. So in the first step there, you're going to put your stable stick tearaway in the hoop. Okay? You're going to put it in the hoop sticky side up or paper side up. You can score your paper, peel it off to reveal the sticky. Okay? First color stop is going to run the placement line for the card. You're going to place the card in there. And so I have the card so that the excess of the card is up. Okay? And the front of my card is laying flat. I aligned it with that placement line. And then once we stitch the placement line, we stitch the tack down. Now, in preparation for using your card, we're going to need to trace our applique pieces, right? So there is a rectangular applique piece that you can trace for your background fabric. And then I left this one like this so that you could see it. So here is my mirrored piece that's going to match my card, the card number that I'm doing. This is the one that says Joy on it. Once I have it traced on the line, I'm going to fuse it to the wrong side of my fabric or my felt. And if you're using true felt, there really is no right or wrong side. And then you're going to cut out right on the line. So you can take your scissors and you're just going to cut out right on the line, as close to the line as you can. Excuse me. As close to the line as you can, but not, you don't want to go inside the line because then you're going to be too small. So we need to, on the back of our rectangle is also applique fuse and fix. The applique fuse and fix is, it fuses to the back of the fabric, and then when you peel the backing paper off, it's sticky. So you don't have to, so that's the biggest difference between this and like using heat and bond. This you won't have to take to the iron and iron it in place. So we're going to position it so that it lands right on those placement lines that are in there, and it's going to stay stuck. Okay. We're going to run the tack down. Okay. This is going to stitch our design, our felt in place. It's going to put the little decorative border around it for us. I had to find my scissors so that I could get my Joy cut out here. So the question is there an option to cut SVG files? There are. You know, I don't remember if there were SVG files in the collection. I'll have to look. But even if there's not, you can in the Bernina embroidery software, depending on what format depending on what version you have, you can bring the placement lines out of the software, transfer them over to the Corel portion of the embroidery software, and then you can convert that to an SVG, and then you can import that. I don't know why there wouldn't be, but I'll check here in just one moment. So for those of you that have Cameos, Cricuts, Brother Scan and Cuts, you could pre-cut your pieces. Okay, so now that is stitched here, okay, our felt is technically held in place and attached to the card. We will then run through the rest of the detail. It's going to lay us another placement line for our Joy. Okay, so you can see we're trimming it out on the line, and then I would place that on top inside the placement line and then run the rest of the design file. So that kind of gives you that option. So you're going to run the rest of the design file. Okay. When it's finished, you're going to take it out of the hoop and you're going to carefully, I don't normally pull, I will cut with a pair of applique scissors. Yeah, so with applique scissors or a pair of scissors, or if you're going to tear the tear away, just kind of hold the stitching as you tear it, because you don't want to pull it back against this and then pull that stitching out of the card, because remember, it is paper, it is perforated. Okay. So Miss Susan asks, could you stitch the design on felt without the card and then stick the felt? Yes, so you would just need, you could totally skip the whole card placement and put a piece of felt down, do all the embroidery, and then stick it to the card. You sure could. So once you have your back all cleaned up, we use another card or a piece of cardstock or a piece of pretty paper. We're going to take a piece of Fusion Seal. Okay, Fusion Seal is, so let me grab that. Okay, this should be in anybody's arsenal if you do any sort of things with badges and patches, because this is going to be able to give you the ability to put your badges, patches, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts onto something without needing to sew it. Okay, so it is really, really stuck on there. So I'm going to cut a piece of Fusion Seal the size of my card. If you use the same cards, all you're going to do is take a card out of your pack here and cut it down the fold. And that's going to be the exact size that you need to cover the inside of this. Okay. Once you have that cut, you've ironed the Fusion Seal to the back of the card, or whatever side of the card. Just a hint, no steam. Okay, when you do this, and when I finished with the iron, this is where I would put my clapper down on top while it cooled. That's going to help your paper to resist the want to curl from the heat. So I iron it from the Fusion Sealed side, and then I moved my clapper on top and set it down while it cooled. Once it's cooled, you can get a hold of the paper. Let me see if I can get a hold of the backing paper and peel it off. Okay, you can see there is a heat activated adhesive on this side as well that I will then peel that off, place it on top of the wrong side of my card, and iron it. Okay, and then once it's ironed, here's the inside of my card. Okay, it's nice and sealed. I made sure I went right around the edges so that you really couldn't see, it wouldn't lift between the outside edges of the card. Okay, and because I used the same color and it's exactly the same size, you don't even notice. Let me grab a clapper because Miss Jennifer is questioning. This is my clapper. It's designed for like collar points and things like that. We do sell some that are rectangular. You could also put a ruler or something on top of it if you just want something for the most part that's going to hold that down for you while it cools. It'll help keep it flat. We usually go with wood because it absorbs the heat from the hot item, versus your plexiglass rulers have a tendency to sometimes steam up and may create some condensation. So we go with wood. Okay. And like I said, we do have some clappers that are like 9-inch squares, which are very exciting. Now, once your card is all fused together and ready to go, you can repeat with the additional designs that are in there for you to use. Okay, so we have the gingerbread house, you have the candy cane, there's the sugar cookies, the happy holidays, the mug of hot cocoa, and the word joy. Okay, so those are your cards. The next thing that we're going to look at is the gift tag. Give me 1 second. Let me get the gift tag open on the machine. Okay. So gift tags, again, are going to use staple stick tearaway. They're going to use applique fusion fix. We're going to use the greeting cards. You can use the 5x7, the 4x6 greeting card. Completely up to you which one you want to use. You could also just use 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock. Okay, doesn't specifically have to be a. Let me get this machine back where I need it. There we go. It doesn't specifically need a card piece. You just want some scrapbook paper or cardstock. You're going to need, again, the same needle that we've been using, okay, a 75/11 sharp. You can have tearaway tape if you want to use it to hold something down. We are going to use isocord according to the chart, okay, or according to your design. It's completely up to you as to which one you want to use. We're going to use the OESD Perfect Punch tool, and I'll demonstrate that here in just a minute, to punch the hole in the tag. Okay, and then you will again need the template pieces from the applique pattern pieces from the instructions so that you can cut out your shapes. As again, none of this is embroidering in the hoop, okay, that we have going on. So let's get back to the machine. So here I have the card, the template, not the template. Let me get it. Here I have the tag already partially started so that I can show you. So with the tags, we need to pre-cut our shape of our tag. And there's a couple of different shapes in there, depending upon the design that's there. And so we use the applique patterns that are included in the instructions to cut our pieces. So with the tags, we need two. Okay, we're going to need a tag that is for the front for what we're going to embroider on, and then we need a tag for the back that we will use to cover up the back side. So what you're going to do is you will take the template. You're going to trace the template onto applique Fuse and Fix, and you will adhere it to the one side of a piece of cardstock. Okay, so here I have one side a piece of cardstock. Before you do any cutting, you're going to add the second piece of cardstock on the underside and then cut them both at once. Okay, when you start doing the design, you're going to do stable stick in the hoop, sticky side up, put your piece of cardstock that's cut to shape inside the placement line. This is the piece that does not have any Fuse and Fix on it. Okay, this is just cardstock. There's nothing on the back of it. Okay, all right, give me 1 second. We're going to change threads. If you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the box here. Give me 1 second. I have to figure out what my thread color plan was here. You're also going to need to trace the applique shape as well on to applique Fuse and Fix that you are going to put down on the for the applique shape. So again, I traced it. I traced the mirrored version onto the paper side of applique Fuse and Fix. Ironed it to the wrong side of my felt, and then trimmed it around outside the line, or right on the line. Okay. Gonna run through all of the design. We're gonna take the paper again off the back of this one's the bell. We're going to place it there, and because it's again applique Fuse and Fix, it holds it in place. I don't need any tape, I don't need anything, and then we can run the color stop.
I'm going to hit the button to pull those things.
Okay.
But I'm going to hit the other phone too, so you don't need to worry about it.
Okay, and then we're going to run the tack down. So it's going to run through here and stitch our felt piece in place and any additional decoration. Ooh. All right. You can totally tell that was stitched on 2 different machines because you can tell the alignment is not the same. Oh well. I started this at home last night and then came here this morning, but it will line up on your machine because you're not going to be jumping from 2 different machines. Okay. We are going to let that run here for a moment, and while we let that run, we're going to talk about the ornaments. So the ornaments are pretty much done just like the tags, except we're not using any cardstock. Okay? So you're going to, again, trace 2 of the ornament shapes. You will then trace 2 ornament shapes. You're going to put stable stick tearaway or medium weight tearaway would probably be easier because it's not going to stick to the felt as much. So you will, it just kind of depends. It depends upon your look. My issue with stable stick tearaway, and I'll show you, is this. So my issue is my stable stick tearaway can be very hard to get out from off of this between the 2 pieces. Okay. And so I want to, if you use medium weight tearaway, it'll be easier to pull it out. Okay. You can get a pair of tweezers and pull it because it will be like a 3rd layer in here. The stable stick tearaway is really, really stuck there. Now, you're also going to put applique, fuse, and fix on one of them, and then, you can iron this to fuse it to each other so it will make this solid and flat. So as long as you can get the paper from not sticking out from inside of here. So just like we've done all the other ones, we're going to placement line, put our piece down, do our embroidery, and then in the last few color stops, you will turn your hoop over. You will work from the wrong side of the hoop. So this is the same way that the cards are done. So the same way the cards are done. You're going to work from the back side of the hoop. And somewhere around here I have the other phase. You're going to peel the applique, fuse, and fix paper off. And then you're going to stick it on top. Okay? And then the last color stop is going to stitch around to seal that shut. Okay, and the same will happen with the ornaments. So you'll put the felt piece on the back, and then you will put the hoop back on the machine and let it run the color stop. Okay, and then you can take it out, pull your stable stick or your medium weight tearaway from out on the inside. This loop is even added and stitched in on the embroidery machine as well. Okay, now, all the felt that we've been using today in these designs is the Kimberbell embroidery felt. Okay, just so you know that. And then let's look at, once you have the tag, how to punch the hole. Okay, so I've talked about the punch tool before. Okay, so this is the OESD punch tool. Some of you may have the one with the wooden handle. Okay, so they both work the same way. You're going to want to load the punch. Okay, they call for the 3mm punch, but you want a punch that is not too big that fits inside the stitched circle. Okay, what we're going to do is basically center that inside the circle, and you're going to push down and raise up, and it will punch your hole. Nice, pretty, and clean. Okay, remember that the punch tools come with a variety of punch sizes. The black one, the dies live in the end of the handle, and in the wooden handle one, you have a case that has, I think, 4 additional sizes in it. So the wooden handle has 4 or 5 dies. The black handle one has 3. These are the same punches that we use to punch out the holes in freestanding lace and things along that lines. Okay, and then your gift tag is ready for you to thread ribbon or baker's twine through it, and you can very neatly label the back, and then you are ready to give your gift. I just love him. He's just so cute. So they're pretty quick, easy projects. I love embroidering on felt. It just adds a little bit of extra dimension to your project. That's there. And then, okay. So a couple of things. How do I get these designs? Okay. You can, hold on, did I do that wrong? Let's go back here for a second. No. All right, we'll start at this one. My slides are backwards. Sorry. You can get supplies here at the store. So if you go to materialgirlsquiltboutique.com and you can click on the word shop, and it will take you into our, into our online shopping store. You can put in the search box, you can put OESD. We have other things in there as well. If you purchase $79 worth of OESD product, you will earn this CD for free. Okay. This month at Material Girls, okay, this is at our store. Our Isacord is $1 off a spool. Okay. So both online and in the store, any Isacord that you purchase individually spools, okay, is $1 off. Not the thread kits, but the individual spools are $1 off. Miss Christie, yes, you can use regular felt from the craft store. I just wanted to make sure that if somebody wanted a particular exact color, they could see that. Okay, so yes, so on my site and in my store, you can get $1 off a spool of Isacord the entire month of September. Okay, and the design collection comes free with a $79 purchase in OESD product. Okay, or you can shop online at embroideryonline.com, and this weekend there is a 30% off code. Okay, if you use the code WORKIT, you can actually get 30% off your purchases. Now, how do you get to this site and still be able to support me? Because I love that you guys love to support Material Girls. If you go to our site, let me get that up here. Okay, give me 1 second. Turn that off and that off. Let's get the right website up. So I'm going to post this PDF that you are seeing up online. You can click the blue link there and it will take you through. If you go to my website and you either find the header that says Embroidery Online, or you scroll down to the bottom to where it says Embroidery Online, if you click that, that will take you to the website and associate you to Material Girls. Okay? I'm not ignoring you, Wendy. I just have to finish my thought, and then I'll comment on my sister and her method for how she thinks she's going to get these designs. So you can shop right from here. Your designs, your stabilizer, your thread, everything will be 30% off. So right now that's even more than what you can get in the store, and you will it will be shipped to you. Okay, so you just have to be willing not to want to start it tomorrow for that purpose. Okay. All right. Do I have any other questions besides that my sister wants me to make them for her, and that's how she thinks she's going to get the designs? Yes, if Grady and Layton came in here and said, Mimi, I want this, it would totally be theirs without any questions. They can have them. Once Mimi's finished with them, they're all theirs. Yes. All right. Well, I hope that was informational. If if you have the holiday celebration from 2020, if you were around with us in 2020, we also had, I'm really working on not saying that word. We had a greeting card collection in 2020 as well. And the techniques for finishing the insides of the cards are in there as well. 2020 we were stitching directly onto the card. I don't think there was maybe a little bit of felt involved, but I like that these have a base of felt that in being embroidered on. It just kind of protects the card from being perforated or a hole punched too big in it. So yes, good morning Grady and Layton. I am all it takes. I am a pushover for little people. All it takes is just a smile or a hug or the excitement when you come in the store and see me, and my heart will melt for little people. So if you ever want anything, send the little person to do your dirty work and Amy will get it done for you. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined me here this morning. I greatly appreciate it. And we hope to see you all soon. So thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Do teens count? No, the teen may have to work a little bit harder than that 4 or 5-year-old. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.